right, cool. Got you on here. Okay.
All right.
So, you would take a deep breath with me. Let's fill our belly with this breath. Just breathe in love and blow out everything else, even your assumptions or what you think you can expect from this reading. We just go start from a clean slate to both of us. We're going to come into this not assuming we know anything, so that we can be clear channel and whatever can come through, because sometimes what comes through may be something that's outside of your consciousness, outside of your present awareness. And we don't want to block that stuff out by, being filled up with what we think we know, just being completely open and like a child. It allows so much more to come through. So take that deep breath full of love in for me. And exhale everything else. Deep breath in again. Exhale everything else. Deep breath in again. Exhale everything else. Today we call forth our ancestors for our highest potential, our angels, our spirit guides, our spirit animals, those maybe we haven't had an experience with yet or acknowledged. We call forth Mother Earth. Thank you for supporting us, grounding us, guiding us, holding us in position in the universe as we go through our spiritual awakening. For we know that we are lineages. We all originate from you, and we will return to you and return to source. We call on the creator of all things to guide us throughout this reading. There will be no communication in this reading that will be confusing, but what will give clarity. There will be no communication in this reading that will not give him the guidance that he needs to take his next steps. We thank you. We acknowledge you. And yes, we get caught up sometimes being over on this side and forget to take a moment and pause and thank you and acknowledge you. But we absolutely know that we cannot do this alone, and we appreciate you for walking with us and your guidance and your strength and your protection. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right. Okay, so tell me what makes you want to get a reading. Let's get started.
I mean, I got a reading not too long ago from Panic's wife, Khadijah. So it's been ever since then. I just been having a lot of things over the years that's been happening that I've been awakened to, and just, I'm just trying to get out of the fears that I'm having and really just be more in tune with spirituality. Because I have these signs and synchronicities that go on, but sometimes, like we were just talking about, sometimes we fall short or we lack the understanding and just, get so accustomed to doing things that that's just become the norm, So it's like the people that's surrounding me, it's like I'm somewhat like alone sometimes, because people don't understand what I say or what I talk about and what I'm experiencing. I'm starting to realize that this is just a simulation. I see things in codes and colors now, and it's very hard to explain to people. So sometimes I don't even understand. That's why I tune into a lot of you people like you on YouTube, because it's very few of us that's out here that's really have that notion of what's going on. So I just be getting it. Sometimes all this information get you so overwhelmed and caught up that it's like what to believe. Am I going in the right direction? Am I making a mistake? Am I doing it right? Am I on my path? Am I off my path? What's my purpose? Time is moving fast now for me, and it's like if I get out of line with things, I pay for it instantly. With spirit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I have an idea or something and I'm on that path and then I get sidetracked, it bounces me back to the back of the line, and I see where I'm at in position with just people. If I have fallen back into my root chakra, I see colors of red on people, cars, like buildings. It sticks out more than ever, you know, and whatever level I've risen to, let's just say I've overcame that, and now I'm in the solar plexus or in the heart chakra. I start to see a lot of greens and just within the simulation. So it's like some things like that. So, you know, I have a lot of creativity because I like to make music. I like to arts and stuff like that. But it's like what dealt with me so much in the past, it kind of has a scorn on me because people in my family, well, people that was close to me, used to do like a lot of black magic on me. So some of those fears kind of stick with me and be like, yo, am I going to do it right or will I be punished? You know, because growing up, I was in a religious household.
What I was going to say, what's your cultural or religious background?
Okay, when I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. Okay. My dad and my mom at the time were married and they were in that religion. So some of the things that it kept me isolated from the world. And as you grow, these things that they try to teach you, it keeps you in a box, and it's like almost like a fear of like, oh, if I make a mistake, I'm going to be punished by God. So those things kind of stuck with me for a long time up until my adulthood, until I started to really break out and like, you know, change the way my eating habits or just behavior patterns that I did, and it's bringing more enlightenment to me, you know. So like I used to be afraid to get readings because I was taught that it was a negative thing. I would be afraid to burn a candle, you know, and some of these situations put me in like my life was on hold for a while. So I know that I'm not exactly where I'm supposed to be in life or where I would want to be, but I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be because I feel like I'm the one that's taking on the generational curses that's been placed throughout family, you know. So
because you're the one that's breaking them.
Exactly.
You know, it's crazy, but when we first started, and if you got a question, we can go there too. I like to hear the story and connect because I'm able to connect deeper into your perspective. I like to do readings from the perspective of the person I'm reading for. So I basically attach my higher self to your higher self and communicate that way.
Okay.
And for some reason, I kept seeing you with dirt on your hands. And it's so dark, it looks like graveyard dirt. And it's in your hands, and I'm getting this visualization of you standing there. You don't know why it's on your hands, but it's on your hands. So this visual, I want to know why am I getting this visual. We can go to the cards and you can start with your questions, but this visual just came through, and I just want to see real quick what this visual could possibly be, okay? Give me a moment.
Okay.
And let me pull a card. But while I'm doing that with this clairvoyant message that's coming through, I want to say to you, you are so fucking awesome. You signed up to come to this planet. I just made a post about this morning. To come to this planet, I don't know if you was in the online class we did on conscious parenting and reparenting yourself or not, but if you didn't, I highly recommend that, because people who come here into religious families, we are some brave motherfuckers. We are some souls who was like, okay, let me do my life review. Okay, I got to go back. All right, well, this going to be my mom and daddy right here, and this going to be what I'm going to do. Wait a minute. So you going to start off with parents and religion, and then you're going to walk into spirituality and self-realization, self-actualization, and find your authentic self and your sovereignty and deify yourself? Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Give me that family right there. Don't give me the easy one. Give me that one. That's you. That is so courageous. Most souls are afraid to do what we did. They weren't ready. They just weren't matured enough to take that on. So I used to feel some kind of way about people who were born into families where, like, they go on vacations together, cruises together. I mean, they could literally live in a one-bedroom apartment together and never have an argument. Let everybody eat the same stuff, like the same stuff, you know, believe the same thing. And I used to feel some kind of way about people with families like that. And I'm like, that's just so opposite of my situation. And I couldn't figure out why. For a long time, I felt like some type of judgment was on me because of that, or maybe I had done something wrong. And what we know now from the awakening, everything is upside down and inside out in this world. Whatever you were told wrong, that's the thing you should do. Whatever you were told to do, that's the shit you shouldn't do. You know, whatever you thought about your family is the complete opposite. And so, yeah, we came here and we were just like, you know what, I don't need some attachments this time. I don't need to have a family structure that's really going to be a prison system who's going to run me my whole life. I'm going to get to a certain point in my life where I'm going to find my authentic self, my authentic voice, and I'm going to live my truth, and I'm going to live out loud, and I do not care what they think about it because this is my life. I'm a whole soul, sovereign, immortal being. I have lived life after life after life after life. I've had many different families, and I would not let a family, quote unquote, determine who I am if it's not in alignment with who I am. I just want to share that with you.
Thank you, because that's how I've been feeling. Like, I've been feeling like, is this? I know what was happening to me is for, like I said, the generational curses. I'm the one that came out here to break through. So one side of me is like, damn, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is these really my folks? And then the other side of me is like, yo, I signed up for everything that is happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Libra, so I try to, like, balance myself out. So whenever I'm off balance, it shakes my whole world up. You know, it keeps me stagnant and stuck to where the next time I have to wait to catch another break. You know what I'm saying? It get real rough at times, and then I have these, seeing that I went through what I went through with people using things against me, going out their way to do harm to me. I guess that's one thing that woke me up. You know, like, yo, this is just not everyday wake up, you know what I'm saying, go to work, whatever. There's another side to this plane. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like me going through that, it was able for me to wake up, but some of those traumas still haunt me. You know, like, yo, will this ever rise again, or will this ever occur again? And I know that my spirit guides and my ancestors are protecting me. I can hear them, I can feel them, but it's just sometimes I get so, like, all right, I got my feet in, I'm in and out, like I'm hopscotching for whatever reason, you know?
Yeah, I totally get that. Let's see, hold on. Okay, so I pulled the card, the perfection of your life. Let me read this to you. Have you ever seen a storm picture from above? It can appear to be so beautiful and elegant. This is extremely different from the ground view, which can be quite a violent experience. So, 2, there is great beauty in your life now. However, at this point in the natural process, you may be experiencing it is anxiety-inducing rather than beautiful. You may sense it as internal chaos. You may feel it as something that is waiting to erupt from within, as a restlessness or an anxiety that you can't quite articulate, but sense vaguely nonetheless. Perhaps the chaos is fully fledged and a person or situation in your life is causing havoc, upheaval, or change and uncertainty in your world. Whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, or external, this oracle brings the same message for you. All is unfolding according to the perfect higher order. You are currently enduring a cosmic spiritual storm, which is having an impact on you. It is clearing things out, ruffling feathers, and preparing you for that lovely, super fresh, uplifting feeling that one experiences after the storm has finally passed. If you have drawn after the storm, and I didn't, but I did draw another one I'm going to read to you. Your healing process has begun, but it may feel chaotic. If you cannot believe there is anything happening, even at a subtle level, because you maybe feel stuck or denied or thwarted or stale, bored, stunted, this oracle brings you a message also that no matter what appears to be, in truth, there is only the unfolding creative genius of the universe. You are not forgotten. You have not been looked over. You have not been denied, wanting, or rejected as unworthy. The storm that needs to erupt is in your heart. Do your liberating rain dance. Rage, weep, pray, dance, paint, sing. Express whatever is needed, however is needed, to exercise the blocked energy in your heart. Then you will call on the powerful perfection of your life path as it aligns for the next creative turn of the spiral of life. Once again, you will trust and directly experience the flower of life unfolding within you and around you. Now, here's your healing process. And this usually, you can just rewind this and listen to this. If you want to, you can write it down when you take it back or whatever and just read it to yourself. But I'm going to read it to you. And this you'll be able to do to activate what this card is expressing. So you're going to imagine that you are standing at the silent center of a great cleansing storm. All aspects of your life are rained upon, blown about, and even messed up a little. How do you feel? The storm then passes, and you are left with soft sunshine and slightly soggy feet. Some parts of your life will have been washed away. Some others will be strong and stable. A bit messy, perhaps, but still there nonetheless. How do you feel? Underneath your feet, you see a pattern forming in the cleansed earth as it is rising up from the damp, slightly disturbed soil. It's crazy because I told you I saw soil on your hands. It says a golden gleaming geometric pattern of the flower of life glows. Since the perfection of the form, see how each flower feeds into the next in symmetry, harmony, and balance. So you're just going to visualize the flower life, and if it helps to actually look at a flower life and then close your eyes and imagine it, sometimes I do that to help me visualize, especially sacred patterns. The geometry of it is very healing and soothing. Now, you're going to finish the practice by saying, I give thanks for the higher order of my life, which I trust implicitly as it guides me into wholeness and love. From that which appears as chaos, new order is rising. I trust this and receive the gift of higher order in my life now. Through grace and mercy, so mote it be. Once you say that, And like I said, you can go back and jot it down. If you want me to read it again, I could do that for you too. You're going to just say that after me, then just relax and become aware of your feet in your own time. And go back to your day or evening, and you have completed your healing process. If you are very drawn to the flower of life pattern, you may like to research it further and draw or color it into your journal as a visual meditative exercise. Okay?
Okay.
That's beautiful. So I want you to really tap into how does it feel to be standing in the middle of this storm. Write down what it feels like. See, you need this movement to move through you. As soon as I saw this card and saw the flower of life, I was like, oh, my goodness. I'm surprised he ain't thought about getting a tattoo or something, some type of spiritual symbol, but maybe he's like, my folks might be,
Oh, no, I'm tatted up over here, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, no wonder. Okay, because I so was like, I'm surprised, like saying like he would have, been drawn to that. But this flower of life, this symbol, it is so connected with you. If I could have looked at your feet, I probably would have seen this at your feet as well. But you are standing in dirt, and you have dirt in your hands. And I understand why, because that is the soil that you are planting your seeds for the new you to grow.
Oh, wow. I can see it,
and you ready. You ready.
That's
you got
crazy.
The dirt, you got the seed, and you like, I just need to give it a container and go ahead and nourish it and trust it to grow. So the container is going to be using your masculine energy to create a sacred space for yourself while you're going through this birthing, rebirthing process. So make sure that you have something that you do every single day or every single night to tap in. And again, that online class that we did, I'm telling you, it is one of the dopest online classes we ever did as far as getting free from this. Because this is not something that is going to be done in one, try. Because we as children were assigned to egregores, thought forms, deities, demiurge, who were created to oppress our people. So those things are embedded in our epigenetics and have impacted us on a cellular level. So it's like little prison systems inside of us on a cellular level, but at the same time, we have the awakening happening where the ancient wisdom of the ancestors is awakening our DNA. So, yes, there is an internal war going on inside of us. It's the old beliefs of the age of Pisces versus the new beliefs of the age of Aquarius, and you are standing in the middle of that battle just like I am, and so many others of us in our soul tribe. We would have never thought that breaking generational curses was going to mean walking away from tradition.
Yeah.
And going back to the ways of the ancients, of our indigenous ancestors. But you knew your whole life that you came to do something different. We all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that since I was a kid. I always knew that I was just different, like.
Yep.
But everybody gravitated to me, but everybody gravitated to me, but it's like the way I deal with trauma is a lot different than others.
Yes, Mother Earth is going to help you with a lot of that. She's speaking to me now. She's telling me, she's like, he's my son. He's my son. He's my son. That's what she just keeps saying, he's my son. So something about dirt, crystals, sand, anything from the earth, plants, garden, anything from the earth. I know I have a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses in my family, and most of all of them have guardians and like to do stuff like that. So, so even if you get a plant or something and do a ceremony with this plant, talk to this plant, talk to the soil of this plant, because this plant is an extension of a fragment of Mother Earth and the growth, to make that conscious connection, because she's telling me that she's here to help you do this, and this is really great what you're doing, and you're going to be successful at doing this. But definitely go and read about that course. We just finished editing it so that it can be available for download. We spent over 2 hours. We did banishing to pull some of that energy off of you. We did post-traumatic slave syndrome breakdown of how generationally that impacted us through religion. We did some sacral chakra clearing for the sexual chakras and your creativity, to clear that up, because a lot of times, because I'm a creative person, but I ain't gonna lie, I know that I could be more creative than I am, and I know that there's sometimes a block there. Yes, and we also gave a specific meditation that we've done to heal trauma, PTSD, complex PTSD. We gave a complex PTSD quiz that you can do just to kind of identify where you are. And we also gave a mantra to remove black magic that you can just play and listen to. So just check it out, and any of that sounds like it'll help you. That's why we did that, and we was nervous about doing that. I'm not gonna lie, we were, because when you start going against these thought forms, they don't like that. They like, what? You trying to get people free from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still being critical of that nigga. I got that nigga scared to do rituals. You know what I'm saying? I got him scared to do this and do that. Yeah, and you trying.
So what's the link? What's the name of that link? The class that we just did. Oh, it's the class that you just did. Okay. So it's probably the first one on the app.
Yep. As soon as you go to the website.
Okay.
Yep, the conscious parenting, and it's on the YouTube too. The little short intro where we described everything I just said to you, basically on the intro, is on our YouTube channel. So just send us a message. If you go to the website and you don't see it, just send us a message if you want it, and we can make sure we get it to you, okay?
Okay. Not a problem. Because, that is, everything that you really said tonight was just, like, confirmation. Because it's funny that you said with the soil and the planting and stuff like that, is because, like, every time I feel like I've moved through like a chapter, they say certain ages in your life you get these breaks, like things have been released, and we feel like we've been locked in chains for so long. It's like now that we free, it's like I still feel like I got like the chain still on my wrist, or it's like how people wear glasses and they've been wearing them for years, and then when they take them off, they still feel like the glasses is still on their face type stuff. It's like that, but I be seeing these big, like, synchronicities, like, in the sky, like whether I see a rainbow, or is it rain on me sometimes, or just the other day I seen these white little fairy-looking flurry things just flying around my house for like a week.
Wow.
But
you
then
have a lot
it was
of activity around you. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I looked in the sky, I like seen it like just coming through, and I'm like, yo, sometimes I be feeling like I'm not really here. We walk in and out, like, seriously. Some days me and Ernest wake up and we'll be like, yo, we just shifted into another dimension. And I'm like, yeah, I felt it too. He's like, this is not the same dimension we was just in. I was like, nope, it's not. We moving through dimensions. So it's like we here and we not here. And that's what it means to awaken. Yeah. You're multi-dimensional. Okay. Yeah. See, think about it. God was always considered to be the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. That there is no ending and beginning. So when you start reclaiming your sovereignty and stepping into your own divinity and your own godhood
and you're not worshiping some master that's been assigned over humanity to keep us from ascending, you're going to have those experiences because you're stepping out of the 3D matrix control system. You're becoming Neo. And that's why you see the zeros and the ones, like literally, you know, you see the numbers, you see the simulation, you see the illusion breaking down. And, that's so beautiful. I feel so many good things coming from you. I want to tell you, too, because of that, you do have energy vampire type people who get in relationships with you to try to drain you of your energy. They like the way you make them feel or being around you, you know, but they not there when you need somebody. And they definitely not there when you need somebody to talk to because they don't even understand what you be talking about.
Yeah. So do they know that they're doing that? Is that subconsciously what they're doing it, or they're consciously knowing like yo, I want to take this nigga light?
Right. It's a couple. I do see 2 or 3 that know that they do that, and the rest of them are just unconscious of it.
Male or female? Most
female. I see a female. She do this to everybody though. It's not even just you. You know, all of us are energy vampires in some kind of way. And when I say that, I mean all of us need to consume energy. We need to consume sunlight. We need to consume food. We need to be around high vibrational music. We need to, but some people take it to the extreme, you know, and it's like if you a Sith Lord, if you identify with vampiric magic and things like that, you know, like it's certain levels and certain boundaries you got to have with that. But when people are untrained and unconscious, they don't know how to move that energy in a safe and healthy way. Like, it's totally okay. Ernest let me pull energy from him when I need it, you know, but we have that kind of relationship where I'm like, okay, I need some energy, you know, I need some good vibes. And he's like, all right, I got you. But a lot of people who, when you're doing it and you're not telling people that's what you're doing, and then you're draining them, and then you're not being real, and then your ass is unawakened, you below the veil of consciousness, so you kind of know but you don't know, you know, then that's when it becomes an issue. So I need you to enforce boundaries. From this day forward, I want you to begin carrying yourself like you are God's gift to this planet, because you are. When you feel drained, when you don't feel like doing something, because people like to ask you to do stuff, and sometimes even if you don't feel like doing it, you'll try to do it for them anyway. You got to start telling them no.
Wow.
No, I'm not able to. I really wish that I could. I really wish that I could, but I can't. You know, you can let them down gently. And there's this book, anybody who came through religion, we have this martyr thing where we feel like we have to be the martyr all the time, and the savior, it's the savior-martyr paradigm that we have in our minds, that we have to sacrifice ourselves for people. And so that's why a lot of times we don't say no, even when we really, really want to. There's a book that you can read called Not Nice. And that book teaches about some of the attachment trauma from childhood and growing up in certain families. And it teaches you ways to identify when you're not being authentic, when you're afraid of abandonment, negligence, and rejection, and you don't say no because of that. So I highly recommend that book. Me and Ernest both reading it right now because we're unprogramming ourselves from the bullshit. So
you said Not Nice.
Not Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just seen it on the. I got it.
Yeah. Not Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now, so everything that you see, because I've been feeling real clear lately. I don't feel like nobody's working against me or like trying to perform black magic on me anymore. I don't feel that way. Before I did, but it's like I was saying before, it's like those thoughts are still lingering. So it's like if I'm not walking through my own door, I'm bumping my head on the wall. It's like I get attacked again. You know, but sometimes, you know, we all slip up, and, you know, just because every time we slip is like a lesson. So when we slip up, it's like I can feel those thoughts, old forms and patterns try to attack me, but it's like I'm watching it. Like I'm seeing it happen, but it's not allowing it to seep in like before. So I don't know if these are just lessons to where it's like, okay, showing how really strong I am, because I made this mistake before, but it had a different outcome before. Like I would get down and out and I want to do nothing no more. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm angry. But so all those things, those different emotions are trying to come in at once, but it's almost like I'm laughing when I'm seeing it, because it's like it's trying to get me upset. I don't know what it is, where it's coming from, but it's trying to get me down, and I'm like,
you see it, you're aware of it, you acknowledge it, you accept it. Like, okay, I hear these thoughts. They're not mine, but I hear them. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I hear that it's not mine, but I hear it. In this class, we broke down the internal religious police that live inside of our psyche. Now, that's one of the detrimental impacts of religion, that there's a thought form that lives inside of our psyche that is always trying to make us feel bad, always trying to pull us down, make us feel guilty, shameful, all of that. But as you are going through this process, you're going to be like a flame, and there are going to be moths who are going to be drawn to the flame. So just keep an eye out for that, because this is going to happen. By the time this summer comes, you probably go message me and be like, yo, okay, yep, I know what you was talking about now. Like, literally, you're going to have to just start turning females and turning people away, like back to back. People going to be trying to get cool with you, get close to you, get closer to you than you want to be to them. That is coming. But this internal conflict that you're feeling, it's your purging process. It's your purging process. I feel like you're strong enough to do it. You wouldn't be doing it if you wasn't. I'm going through it too, and one thing that I can tell you is that going to the dark side helps to challenge that. It helps me to see what my own thresholds are, how far I can push myself. So what I do is I just sit with it and sit in it, and I journal it. No matter what it is, I journal it. And, like I get attacked, like, regarding my sexuality a lot, whether it's dreams I'm having or memory or,
Wow.
And,
no, because I'm feeling the same way. I can relate, because that's where it happens to me. Everything else is, I'm walking a straight arrow, but it's the sex part, because I'm not a ugly fellow. I'm a handsome. I keep myself up. So it's like those, when I get to a certain level of, like, whatever, if I'm practicing being celibate or having semen retention, it's like those attacks, like, I risen from a different level of woman. So now I'm at this level that I probably haven't been in a while, and I'm seeing other types of women that makes it even harder to turn down now.
Right.
So it's just those things. You said so much just then. And it's so crazy right now. I got this I don't know what this, I don't know if you can hear me over the phone, but there's this big ass, I don't know, butterfly or moth is just on me. Look at all these bugs on me.
That's crazy. It's flying around you. I was just talking about moths to flames. You see what I'm talking about? But see, that's what the women represent. That's they drawn to you. Just like the damn moths and bugs. I kept seeing it clearly as day. Yeah. Look, you could walk up to a tree. Like, literally, you could walk up to a tree and lay your hands on that tree and have a fucking conversation with that tree. That's the point where you at. But you haven't did it yet. So, see, what happens is when our psychic abilities and our spiritual gifts get activated and they come online deeper because we're getting more and more separated from the illusion of shit, what happens is you get all of these overwhelming feelings that you're describing because you're not using the gifts. See, for me, I actually get physically sick and depressed when I'm not using my gifts. And some of the gifts that's coming online is so new for me that the religion and my upbringing make me feel some kind of way about really delving into it. whether it's my ego self, I feel self-conscious. Maybe I'm afraid what people go think if people see me standing in the park, in the woods, talking to a tree. That's good practice to get comfortable with not giving a fuck about what people think. So it's training you on so many different levels to be a sovereign being.
Mm.
And one thing about you, you look up to people who don't give a fuck what people think. You love that. Like, even the type of artist that you like, the type of music you like people who are willing to challenge the status quo, who are willing to be different, who are willing to not ride a wave but create their own. Am I hitting?
Yeah, you hitting. Yeah, nails on the head for real.
Yeah, because that's you. Like, that is the aspect of you that's been repressed into your shadow self. That's you, and you screaming to get out. You just want to be liberated from the shadow aspect of you that's been repressed. You want to be integrated. You want to feel whole. You're tired of feeling on again, off again, and broken. I totally get it. And when it comes to the sex thing, let's go to the dark goddesses and see what they can share with us about that. So what message do you have for him regarding anything regarding sexuality and his path of awakening? What message do you have for him? Should he be celebrating right now? Should he take a break? Should he just relax a little bit? Should he just be super choosy lover? Should he just shut it down? Like, what's going on? What message do you have for him? Let's see.
This is beautiful.
Oh, I say. I don't run ads or nothing for my readings, and it's so crazy because when people get readings with me who've had readings with other people, they're like, Khamsin, I swear, you give the best fucking readings. And it's crazy.
Yeah, because it's not really like a reading. Yeah. It's like a conversation, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I just channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I told you I was going to be communing with your higher self, so yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not that.
Man.
Okay. See, I knew it. I told you. So one of the dark goddesses that I pulled was Gaia. And, Gaia represents Mother Earth. She represents creation. She is, it's very rare that Gaia, I ain't going to say very rare, but it is pretty rare that she calls for men. People who identify as masculine in a masculine body, when she calls for you, that's a big deal. And she definitely is calling for you right now. So it says, makers of dreams, creators of life, some rules for children, man and wife. Intention and focus are the key to live and prosper happily. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Do you feel like, golly, I'm going to trip you out. Do you feel like you are in the middle of a storm? I'm in a whole different deck, may I mind you. Whole different deck.
Okay.
I'm not even in the same deck. Do you feel like you are in the middle of a storm with chaos unleashing its fury all around you? It's all too easy to get sucked into the dramas and traumas of those around you. Whilst others seem to have such high expectations of you. So as usual, you take care of their new needs before considering your own. Time to take accountability of your life and put yourself first. Mother Gaia calls you to manifest all that you wish your life to be and to take care of you. Understand how the elements weave through your daily life and take a good look at everything you have created so far. That's right. Everything that is happening to you at this present moment has been created by your thoughts, words, actions, and feelings. Gaia reveals what lies beneath the surface and reminds you that you have the ability to create or destroy. It is your choice. Now, this is... I never pulled from 2 decks, and it was the exact same conversation in both decks before, like that. That's crazy. So here's some of the foresight of Gaia. These are some of the things that could possibly be unfolding. It says you are being distracted from your past. That's one potential. It's time to focus on what is truly important to you. Be true to your beliefs and yourself. Don't give in to the demands of others. Now check this. Set clear boundaries. I just said that to you. Be responsible for your actions. Seize the day and create the life you want. The archetypal manifester of Greek origin, she is the earth as we know it, a living, breathing, life-giving, and life-ending entity. But she is not without her boundaries or her limits of creation. For new things, ideas, life to come forth and be birthed. So too old, tired, and tested things must eventually return to her, keeping the balance just so. That's why you had dirt in your hands. You getting ready to bury some shit. And Gaia is right there ready to help you with your journey. That's beautiful. So concerning sex, yes, she is the goddess of creation. So you make sure that you choose what you want to do with your energy. And you continue mastering the practice of that. Yes, you can have any woman that you want. You know that. And you way beyond the excitement of that because oftentimes they come with more drama than pretty. Or as pretty as they are, the more drama they got.
Wow. And this is not even... yo, this is crazy.
Yeah. But there's a woman in your future, and you're going to know that she is going to be a divine partner placed in your life, and it's going to have something to do with your feet. So I don't know if it's going to be the conversation's going to start from her complimenting your shoes, or maybe you outside walking barefoot, grounding yourself because you're getting more comfortable in, you know, in this relationship that you have with Mother Earth. You know what I'm saying? And you're going back to your roots, and you being like the indigenous ancestors. You know, when you walking barefoot, it might be that, and it starts a conversation. But I see her wanting to rub your feet for you. She don't want to do. She's not trying to holler at you, not trying to have sex with you. But I do see a woman rubbing your feet. And that is a very certain things women do to let you know what vibration they on.
Yeah.
And so that symbolizes to me, this is somebody who will honor your past, will not judge you for where you've been and where you're going, and not put a whole lot of demands on you, because a lot of women that you have dealt with put a lot of demands on you, and it's just more than you want to give. You know, it's more than you're able to give, you know, and it's almost like people try to make you be what they want you to be. And you're like, I can't be with who you want me to be. I can only be me. But I do feel like pressure in the past has made you kind of compromise on your boundaries and who you are. And it's that kind of thing where you get invited to a function and, you know, it's going to be a bunch of your church family folks there, or, you know, and you start not going, you know, and it's just like that's a boundary. Like that environment for me is oppressive. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to go? No, no, I'm not coming. What? Well, you always coming. Cousin gonna be there, and you ain't seen so-and-so in a long time. They coming always by the time. Well, I could meet up with them and we can get something to eat or something for lunch, but, you know, no, I'm not coming to that.
Yeah.
I want you to be very aware of where you invest your energy and what you're creating, and that includes sexually. Semen retention is very, very good for you to help you accomplish some of the breakthroughs that you need as far as the delving into your subconscious mind, because you've really been purged of a lot of stuff, so your trauma and stuff is coming to the surface, and you really start to see shadow aspects of yourself. So I think this will be a really good time for you to continue doing that and working with moving that energy up your spine and bringing that kundalini energy up so that you can use it to transform your life. So even like the practice of edging, and this is a really important practice. It's so many important practices that people in the spiritual community don't talk about enough that I feel like can be life-changing for people. But one of them is definitely edging. And this is when you come right to the edge of an orgasm and you stop right there at the edge. Like, this is a major practice of being able to discipline and master your body and your energy. And so you come right to the edge and you stop, shower, and go about your day. And that charges you up, and it allows you to set intention for the day. So you might say, today, I want to cultivate energy today so that the obstacles that have been presenting themselves to me, that I'm able to just move like water around them today. I'm setting that intention. Bring yourself to the edge. Stop. Hold that charge. That is creation, life force energy that literally you have bottled it up inside of you like a fucking genie in a bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like a gin. And then you go out into the world and see the difference. And how the world responds to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I also pull Oya. Oya represents deliverance. And she don't show up unless people are ready to cross into, basically at a crossroads. So it says death, destruction, woe, and loss, deep despair amongst chaos. Withstand the storm to be free. Deliverance is liberty. By the power of the dark goddess that means protection in place, blessed be. Damn, man, you gonna keep getting these storm cards. It don't matter what deck I use.
The storm cards, and I'm going through the storm. It's like I'm almost out of there. I'm probably out of there now. You're standing in the eye of it at a higher perspective. You know, you learn how to look down on the storm and see it from a perspective of a God. It's beautiful. It's a turbulent, unsettling time. They reach a climax, heralding the end of something that's major in your life, and you can no longer avoid it. Take Oya's hand now as she blows it all asunder, scattering the debris of the past far and wide. Oya will ensure no hint of the difficulties remain and lead you through this time of death and chaos to something new. Deliverance is her gift when you face death in all its forms. For without death, the cycle of life would cease to exist. We would cease to be, and all that you have yet to experience would not have the space nor opportunity to manifest itself. The African goddess of old is to be welcomed and treasured, as her presence is now the stimulus you need to move forward in your life. Trying to take on this immense force of nature or fight against it will prove your undoing. Learn this lesson now, and what awaits will make it all worthwhile. Here are some of the foresight. A house move further afield is likely, so moving somewhere. Letting go of old patterns and behaviors. Maybe a job is coming to an end. A death changes your outlook. Ending an unhealthy relationship. A birth in the family may be announced. And take a last-minute holiday to somewhere unfamiliar, and don't be afraid to ask for help. So those are some things that you can do to activate Oya's energy as she's helping you transform. That's crazy, because I've done almost like 4 of them that you just said. I'm going to Jamaica tomorrow. That's my lineage. Like,
wow, Look at that.
Yeah.
Showed up.
You
like,
know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
I'm going with you. I'm going with you.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. So beautiful. If you had any more questions, we got a few more minutes. We can do another one.
Okay. What about like career wise? Because like I tried to comment on like when you went live the other day and because you dropped your poetic raps and it gives me so much like energy, like or just it just gives me energy and it gives me confidence because what you're saying, especially the beats that you choose, it's like I really have an ear for that. So it's like the music that you write your poems to, it's already telling the story. So it matches. So that's how it is with me and like my creativity because I write songs. I've been in the studio. Like my brother's a signed artist. Like so, it's like I've been around it. Like I come from a musical background from my mother and my father. So it's like, but while you in that world, it's like certain things occurred to me, that happened to me to where it's like it has me in a fear of like, yo, will I have to give up my piece of myself to be successful, or like will I have to sell my soul or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? It shows all of these low level thought forms attack me, but because I feel like I'm so great, like because the songs that I create and like, you know what I'm saying? The conversation that I have with people is a lot. So I know that I will go far, but me going far is like, is it going to be detrimental for my afterlife or, you know what I'm saying, or where I'm headed? So it's like I'm torn in between those things, or maybe that's how it's meant to be because everybody has to play a role down here. Maybe that's a part of my, you know, so.
Right. Yeah.
But.
That's interesting. Let's see. So are you wondering, should you do something more with that passion or like career-wise? Like what are you doing right now, like as far as just like income?
I mean, right now I get, you know, it's a pandemic, so I get like assistance from the government and stuff like that. But it's gave me a lot of freedom. I haven't worked in like since this pandemic started. So I haven't really been working in like over a year and a half now. And I feel like it's giving me a lot more time, you know what I'm saying, and energy to really do it. I have the time and energy to just like, that's just all I have left. And I have people. It's not just me because, like I said, my brother's a artist before. They seen me perform before. I made songs before that got some streamings and traction out here. So when people see me, they yell, yo, when are you going to drop some da-da-da-da? And it's like, yo, I be so conflicted, but I don't know if that is like a fear thing that's just trying to keep me out of it.
I'm going to say this. I can relate to you on so many levels. I was a signed artist at one time. Because at the time I didn't know I was an oracle. I knew it was something different about me. So what would happen when I would get ready to perform, I could literally hear everybody's thoughts when I was on stage, and it would overwhelm me. And sometimes I was just like, in the inside, I'm freaking fucking out. But I still got through that performance. I opened for Lil' Kim, Jagged Edge, 3-6 Mafia, Player Fly. I've done so many things. And I chose this path, and it's really crazy. I can relate to you. I do feel like a lot of the things musically that I can do is on the level of genius, which is why everybody don't resonate with it. You know, anything that comes from a genius is going to be eclectic, and everybody not go jump on the bandwagon with it. You know, it's only go speak to other geniuses. So I totally get what you're saying. I had an opportunity to continue doing it for that to be a career, and I came to the same conclusion that you did. Okay, but what is this going to cost me? Like in my next life, in my afterlife, you know, when I transition, what is this going to cost me? So for me, I'm doing what I'm doing now, and it wasn't planned. It was just me following intuition. So I would say to you, when we first started this call, I heard you rapping, and I didn't say nothing. And I almost started rapping to you when I heard it, and I was like, no, I ain't going to do that. Let me go and do this main reading. And I was like, I don't know where that's coming from. And but I was gonna just start freestyling with you. I don't know if freestyle is something you like to do, or even like to listen to, or would like to do, or like to practice. But that's how it was coming through at the beginning of your reading. And so I knew that meant something. This is part of your process. Whether you release music or not, music is a part of who you are. And I tried to suppress it for many years, and it's creeping back out, you know. Even though I do poetry, you know, I can play around and rap too. I really don't have the time. You got the time. So I would say write. When you get to Jamaica, pull energy from that land, get barefoot in that land, and just see what comes through you. Because what comes through you is it's an alchemical process. You're an alchemist. And it would make sense that you would write. It's just part of who you are. You need music. To be honest with you, if I was deaf, that would be one of the hardest things to deal with in this life, to not be able to hear music, to not be able to hear my voice, you know? And you have that. You have the gift. So I say write. I say use it, write, and just see where it takes you. You're not going to go wrong. If it takes you on a path and there's an opportunity that opens up for you, you know, because I know without a shadow of a doubt, if I really put myself together and put stuff out there, I know that I could be right up there with Meg and them. Like, I can rap just as good as they can. I know that I can, but I also know that the level of gift that I've been given, it's not to be used by the cabal. You know what I'm saying? That would be detrimental to me. Yeah. Because I'm too fucking sacred to be used by the cabal and exploited. So you just have to find the balance between do what you love, allow it to unfold the way that it unfolds, trust the process, you know, and if opportunities come to you, you got me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like your soul tribe is being put with you and around you, so you're not going to go wrong. I actually have some clients where I advise them before they make certain business decisions and things like that. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons that I was put here for, which is why I was a signed artist for the period of time. It was for what I'm doing now. If I never was a signed artist, I wouldn't even understand to be able to do readings for people who are in that position. And so it's kind of like Chadwick. You know, Chadwick turned down some roles and he ruffled some feathers, and he, you know what I'm saying? He was a challenge for people. And so when a spiritual person go off into their realm, that's how it's going to present itself, because we just not with the okie doke shit. Yeah. So keep your integrity, but also keep your passion.
Right. That's funny that you mentioned him, because he was a big actor for what he said no to.
Yes, absolutely. And this is why no's are so powerful. This is why you need to be able to say no. A gifted person who don't know how to say no is dangerous to themselves. That is the most dangerous thing you can be to yourself, is to be gifted but not know how to say no and enforce boundaries. So the last two cards that I pulled for you, I went ahead and pulled you two more. And it's Stibnite crystal. This represents conflict, crucial conflict. Damn. So we know you in a crucial conflict. That's clear. But I also pulled Libyan gold tektite, which represents manifestation. So the conflict in your life is manifesting what it is your heart desires. It's just that simple.
Say that again, one more time.
The conflict that is manifesting inside of you is what's going to manifest what your heart desires.
Oh, okay.
So don't feel like the conflict is taking you in the opposite direction of where you want to go. That conflict that you feel is actually taking you where you want to go. That's how you manifest, because you're a chaos being.
Okay.
And if we can be real with ourselves, I can relate, because I'm a chaos being too. Look at your life. You have always found a way to rise above stuff.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when the pressure is on, you actually perform better.
Yeah.
This was something was so hard for me to admit to because it was a part of my repressed shadow. And I was sitting one day thinking, I was like, you know what? When shit get bad, shit get rough, tough, tragedies happen, all of that, I always somehow come out the other side of it and still have my right mind. And I was just like, why is that? And then my higher self was like, because you're a chaos being. You know how to take chaotic energy and transmute it. I was like, yo, that's deep. So for you, conflict is not rising to stop you. It's rising because it is the fire that keeps you burning.
Wow.
And that's the end of your reading.
It's that time now.
Yeah.
It's that time now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, boy.
So how was this reading compared to the readings you've had in the past? How you feel?
I mean, I feel great. I feel